Hello friends, foes and other watchers on the internet, my name is Matt and you're watching Hogwash Gaming, and this month is Pirate Month. As you probably have guessed, and you've probably also guessed, that every game we review this month is going to have to do something with pirates. So tune in every weekend this month so you can get your pirate fix, or better yet, hit the subscribe button. It's in this corner, or that corner. Whichever corner it's in, subscribe. So the first game I want to introduce you to is one that has been around for ages. Some would call it Liar's Dice, but me myself, I prefer to call it Pirate Dice. Hey, I'm Matt.
And I'm James.
And we're going to show you how to play Pirate Dice. Now, the first thing that you'll need is 5 dice per player and a cup per player. Now, you don't want to use anything that you can see through because that kind of defeats the purpose of the game. So, we have these opaque mugs. Now, you might also want to use something a little less breakable, but this is all I could find.
Okay, so with your 5 die, the point of the game, in order to win, is to be the last person with dice. So you start off by taking your dice, putting them in the cup, shaking them around a bit to roll them, flipping your cup upside down gently if you have a breakable cup.
Now, you want to lift your cup so only you can see the numbers on your die. So as I look under here, I can see that I have 2 4s, 1 3, 1 5, and 1 2. Now it's time to bid.
Now when it comes to bidding, there are 2 things that are important. 1, the numbers that have been rolled by both players, and 2, the quantity of the numbers rolled.
Confused yet? We'll make it simple. These are the dice I rolled.
And these are the dice I rolled.
As you can see, there are 1, 2, 3 4s on the table. There are also 3 5s on the table. Now there's only 1 3, 1 2,
1 6, and 1 1.
There we go. So, these are the numbers rolled, and these are the quantities. And you will see that it's important to know the number of which numbers are rolled. It's really hard to explain verbally, but I hope this makes it a little easier to understand. So here's how bidding works. I have 3 4s, so I can guess that there are at least 3 4s on the table and be perfectly safe in guessing that. Because I know that there are 3 4s on the table, but there might be a 4 under his cup. So I would have to be taking a risk in saying there are 4 4s, but there probably are, because chances are he does have a 4, but who knows?
And another way to bid is by trying to play a mind game with your opponent, by betting something that you have none of to try and throw them off.
Right. Like, I don't have any 5s, but I could bid. I bid 2 5s.
And that tells me that he may have 5s, so I may want to go off of that and say 4 5s.
Right. That leads us to the second part about bidding. Bidding can only go up, and either the quantity or the numbers go up. You can't counter 3 4s with 4 1s, because the number went down. You can counter 3 4s with 4 4s, keeping the number the same, or 4 5s, or 3 5s.
Right. Or even 3 6s. You don't have to go in order. You can skip up, but it always has to be up.
Right. So it doesn't matter if you have all 1s under your cup. If someone has said a number higher than 1, you can't bet 1s. So right after the first bid, there are 2 other actions you can do. You can say bluff, which means you don't believe that there's that many of that number on the table. So everyone has to reveal their dice, and if the person was bluffing, they lose a die.
So say, for instance, Matt's original bid was in fact 3 4s. and I said bluff. So then we would count how many 4s there are on the table and see if he was in fact right or wrong.
Right. Now, when it comes to bidding lower than the actual number on the table, that's fine, because there are 3 4s on the table. But if I had said 5 4s, then I would have to lose a die.
But since there were in fact at least 3 4s and I called bluff on him, I end up losing a die.
Exactly. So now, when we roll again, he only rolls 4, and I roll my original 5. And the bidding starts with
Me, because I lost the die last. So then I have to try and figure out whether to play mind game or play it safe. Now since I just lost a die, it may be a better idea for me to try and play it safe for this round. So I'm gonna say, for instance, 1, 2, which is one of the safest bids you can do.
I don't know what to do with that, because unbeknownst to him, I don't have any 2s. So I either have to say something like 1, 3, or I could throw a mind game at him and say 3 2s.
Now I'm not sure what to do with that because I in fact only do have 1, 2 on my cup. And so I could either say bluff because I don't think he has any 2s, or I could raise the number and try and continue the game. Now chances are, since he saw his 5 die, he probably has rolled at least 1 2. So 3 2s is not that far-fetched. So I'm gonna continue and say 3 3s. Because I don't have that many 2s, I may want to try and raise it to a number that I feel more comfortable with.
Right. Another thing he could have done is said spot on. Now, if he says spot on, and he's right, then all the other players lose a die. But if he's wrong, he loses a die. Now, it's a good thing that he changed the number, because I do not in fact have any 2s. I have 3 1s, which is really rough, because if anyone changes any of the numbers, I am kind of sunk, because I only know that I have 1s. But that gives me a good indication of how many of what number is really on the table.
So now that you got the basic ideas of this game, go out and have fun with it. Play it a lot. Remember, there's always a lot of variance for this game. Like, one of the variants is that all the 1s count as wilds. So there's not really any 1s, but there's a lot more of all the other numbers.
Right. And dice aren't hard to come by. I mean, if you don't have this many dice, then go raid a Yahtzee set or something like that. They have tons of dice, and you can get away with snatching them for a few days. Who plays Yahtzee?
And the best part about a Yahtzee set is it usually comes with its own cup.
There you go. So thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, James, for coming and helping me explain this.
Anytime.
Yeah. And we'll be seeing you next time with the next pirate game. So keep watching. This is Hogwash, over and out. Dice? Dice is plural?
On your die. Die sounds better.
On your dice.
Let us know in the comments.